They're not supposed to know that.
Such a big
Cheers.
reach.
The old news is relevant again. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. Welcome back to the Proud to Present podcast. My name is Colton. My guest today is the Psychedelephants. What up, fellas?
Hey.
Hello.
What's up? First of all, Proud to Present podcast. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, whether you're watching on iTunes or YouTube. We're around. The Psychedelephants, you guys are available wherever you can get your music. You guys have 2 albums out. First one, I'm going to try to get these. I'm going to get these right.
All right.
Asymmetrical Geometry.
Yes.
What year did that come out?
2014.
2014. And the second one, Amalgamation.
Boom.
Yeah, nailed it.
Boom.
Yeah, we just released that in November last year.
Killer. And you guys already have a new single out since then, right? You guys already have
The
Contestant.
new single is the last track on Amalgamation.
Nice. Okay.
And it actually, there's a whole bonus track and all that. So we wanted to just be able to release the song as it is.
Nice.
So threw a little music video on it and released it as a single.
Nice. Very nice. So you guys' genre we identify as like heavy psych pop, right? About right. And you guys just did the When in Arizona 2. You guys did a Futureless Past cover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Super fun.
Yeah, we did Lupa from their All the Luscious Plants album.
Nice. And what made you guys come up with that? What was the choosing for that?
That was Solo and Stan from the Woodworks. We learned that song as a favor for them for their wedding.
Nice.
And since we learned it, we figured we might as well record it and hand it off for the locals covering locals comp.
Very nice. And so obviously Futureless Past has heard it. A couple of the guys heard it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So what was that like? I mean, because everybody's friends with each other. Everybody's in the same area. What's that like to cover one of your friends' band and kind of, I mean.
Well, we're all friends. We're all not only we're all friends, but we're all fans of each other, and we make it very clear. There's no rivalry or like competition in the scene. So like, you know, everyone loves each other's bands. So it's always like, oh, cool, yeah, let's do it. You know.
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah, there's still a lot of people in town that appreciate Future Love's Past. So it's a good nostalgic thing for people that remember the band.
Yeah,
Definitely.
they're definitely missed in the scene.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Every time I talk to Tristan, I feel like I'm like, oh, you guys come back. Like I just don't want to say it, but I want to harass him. So Tristan, if you ever see this, please come back. And you guys just did a Southwest tour. You guys just got done with that. Just wrapped that up. How was that?
It was great.
Crazy.
Killer. What was the trail with that?
Wednesday we played over at the Rug Bar, and the day after that we went down to Tucson, and then straight from Tucson to Bisbee.
Yeah, in Tucson we played the Psych Out Fest.
Nice.
With
The Loft Cinema.
Yeah, Loft Cinema, and then Alice in Bisbee Land over 420.
Wow. Very nice. Well, that'll be a good one.
Yeah, we dressed up full costume. I was Alice. We had the White Rabbit, and
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Yes. That is killer. Well, on a few things, Paul, Miles, Spencer, we're missing Kalen today. He's not with us. He's
Come back, KK. We miss you.
We miss you. And
Quit your job.
We'll have you next time we're on. How'd you guys come together? What is your guys' story? What had this form?
it was pretty much kind of a solo project at first. It was just called Danger Paul. I had Ari and Keith and Kalen was in the original lineup. I did some other bands for a while, and we kind of stopped playing after the release of Asymmetrical Geometry.
Nice.
But then we brought the band back together, and Miles and Spencer joined in, and we took a different turn in the direction. invited me at hello, but I would only go if you come with me. When the trees start to grow and the grass covered in snow, well, it's unlikely. We're getting near to face our only fear, and it's approaching. Relax and take a seat. You're gonna wanna sit down for this one. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. They play me for the show, but I would only go as a contestant. Silhouettes start to grow as we're looking out over the horizon. Put your ear to the ground and listen to the sound. The train is coming. Relax and take a seat. You're gonna wanna sit down for this one. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. For now, we will wait for the last time. The old news is relevant again. For now, we will wait for the last time. Oh, the old news is relevant again. Yeah.
So what goes into your guys' writing process? How do you guys come together? Do you guys write as a whole? Didn't you guys kind of go into a hole and write your songs by yourselves? How does that kind of come together?
It's changed a lot, actually. Kind of at the beginning was more so me, like I was saying, but over time, trying to include these guys, a lot of amalgamation was written with me and Spencer, and then the newer stuff has a lot of Miles and Kalen coming up with parts to create songs.
Nice, very nice.
Very experimental lately. We're pushing outside of our boundaries.
Very cool.
Even on Amalgamation, there's one song where there's a riff that I had the idea of throwing in there, and it was a friend that one of my childhood friends wrote probably 15 years ago, and he showed me he wrote it on piano. It's this little weird 10-note thing in 5/4, and I thought it was cool, and I kind of learned it, and I just kind of just had it in my memory. We write this song, and all of a sudden we have a section in 5/4 in the middle of the song, and I'm like, this riff would work. And I busted it out, showed it to Kaylin, and so my friend Matthew, who wrote that riff 15 years ago, we actually gave him a little bit of songwriting credit on that song.
That's great.
On Bark and Bite on the album.
Very nice. Well, I guess shout out to him. Now, what would you guys say? Who are your biggest influences as far as when you're writing? Who inspires you?
Probably like Queens of the Stone Age, Mars Volta, like Soundgarden.
The Beatles will always be there.
Yeah,
Beatles.
Always.
Pink
Yeah,
Floyd, big time.
60s psychedelic and Baroque pop, the Zombies, the Kinks, anything in that genre.
Hell yeah.
I've been on a huge Mars Volta kick, more so than usual this week. So.
More so than usual. Yep. And what are you guys playing for us today?
Well, we got two. We're doing off Amalgamation Contestant, which is kind of the newest single we have for it. Be getting some Tucson airplay, and then we're gonna do a brand new one as well.
Yeah, it's called Fall in Line off the EP that we're working on in the studio right now.
Very nice. We hope to have that out by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Very
Absolutely.
nice. Very cool. And any hints for us? Any name? Anything you guys are leaning towards?
I have no idea.
We have no name
Talk
for it
about
yet.
that
Have you guys done any tracking yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Very
did
nice.
all my drums are done and all Paul's guitars.
Hell
I'd say we're
yeah.
about
And
30,
like
40%.
a couple bass songs. We're gonna try and start Kaylin this weekend, I think.
Yeah, we're gonna try to experiment with some extra instrumentation. We're gonna do some sitar, maybe some synthesizers, get a little weirdness, extra stuff we won't necessarily be able to do live, but it'll make the recordings a little more interesting.
Nice. Are you guys doing it yourselves?
Yeah, we recorded all at Psych House. Miles and I live there, and it's pretty much always set up as a practice space, studio, general hangout zone.
Yeah, we have our studio room set up so we can record band practices live. So I can mix and master every band practice so we can listen to it after the fact and kind of pick apart what we like and don't like about new songs and see how we're actually sounding live rather than just hearing ourselves in the room at the moment.
That's badass. Got some bootlegs to release later then.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
The
All the
basement
cuts.
tapes.
Yeah.
The basement
and some
tapes.
bootlegs of our friends' bands too.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Yeah, we have parties at the house and we'll have 4 or 5 bands play and I'll just have tape running the whole night.
That's awesome. Sell it back to them. So, show schedule coming up. You guys have April 29th. That's at Rogue Bar. And then I show May 27th is your Win in Arizona. Do you guys know who's on that bill?
I do not know yet. We were asked to play it from Nick Kaiser, who set up the whole comp, and they're doing one kind of at every venue around town over the next couple months, I think. So we'll be representing at the Rogue Bar.
Nice.
See the yellow stripes in the heart of the eye. Draw a line in the sand right between the sides. I know it all remains the same. A new perspective, a detective in a week. Hear the sound of the birds, you forgot you're alive. Watch the darkness turn to light and a new day will rise. There is no going against the grain. A new perspective, a detective in a week. We fall in line anytime we collide. We fall in line anytime we collide. We fall in line anytime we collide. We fall in line. as you try to decide. Peeling off the skin just to see what's inside. I know it all remains the same. A new perspective, a detective in a week. We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line. 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 We fall in We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line in a time we collide. We fall in line. We fall in line. We fall in line. Fall in line. We fall in line.
Well, we're gonna go in a little bit of a speed round. It's not really a speed round since we have three guys, but we'll kind of move through a couple quick questions, a couple things about you guys. First thing, favorite venue you guys have played? You guys have a venue that just sticks out to you that you were like, that was the jam?
Probably Rogue, but I mean, it just depends on the night, really. I mean, I've had great times at Yucca, Rogue.
Yeah, it depends on the people and the atmosphere, and that's more important than just the venue.
Yep.
Yeah, we've had some great house shows too.
Yes.
Yeah,
Or-
yeah,
or-
playing at our house is
or
usually
another-
really fun.
Another shout out to Bisbee, the Quarry.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, Dana and St. Elmo's. We've had some great sets at both of those places. So,
Nice.
you know, Bisbee's always one of our favorites.
Nice. Favorite dessert?
I don't eat sweets very much, but
I got more of a meat tooth.
It's like a
I ate a lot of
it's like a
candy.
cucumber or something. Is that what we'll call her?
Well, just ice cream.
Nice.
Can't go wrong with ice cream.
Can't go wrong with ice cream.
Otter Pops.
Otter Pops, definitely. Yeah.
So-
Summertime.
So I'm not asking you for a top album, but what is your go-to album? If I need a little pickup, is there an album that you guys can go to that you kind of lean on as your
First one that comes to mind is Odyssey and Oracle by the Zombies.
nice and quick? Spencer?
Oh, it's a hard one.
Well, for me, my easy go-to is Beatles, but for when I want something that's a little more unusual, one of my favorites is SF Sorrow by the Pretty Things,
That's great.
Nice.
and there's some crazy textures on there. It was released back in '68, like same time as pretty much the White Album. But it was eclipsed by that, and like there's a huge Stones album that came out at the same time. I think Beggar's Banquet it came out like the same weekend, so it never got
Just
any
squashed
commercial.
it.
But it was recorded at Abbey Road. It sounds amazing. The production is off the charts, but no one knows about it.
Nice.
But it's an amazing album.
And then last one, what are you guys listening to? You guys have everything you're listening to right now?
King Gizzard.
Landlady.
Landlady?
They're great.
Yeah, I've been listening
New
to a lot of King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard.
Oh yeah, totally.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Well, going into closing, make sure you check out the Psychedelephants. They're on Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, wherever you guys get your music. We have a Proud to Present playlist that I've been putting together. There will be 3 songs from the Psychedelephants on there. Usually I just go biased on what I'm jamming to of you guys as I'm bringing you guys in. Make sure you hit subscribe to that. Also subscribe to the Proud to Present podcast, whether you're listening on YouTube or iTunes. Check back next week. We got another killer one coming up. And final, as we always say, do something to make the world better. Everybody's angry. Everybody wants to fight with each other, but be the change.